taking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2. Kick it.
Yo, Chico.
Expose these clowns!
Attention! Boom, crusher! It's time for the Freddy Chico show to begin. Open up your ears and listen close. I'm here for the justice of my people living by the code. Building them strong, watch these clowns all get exposed. My energy never fade. I'ma give them the best of my wordplay. Freddy Chico show. I'm here for the justice of my people living by the code. Building them strong, watch these clowns all get exposed. My energy never fade. I'ma give them the best of my wordplay. Freddy Chico show. I speak for the truth of my people, I will never quit. No fear in my heart, they keep talking while I'm living this. Kneel for the spirit of the fallen, calling Japanese. Them soldiers always raising up our Fifth Street analysts. They lost in the zone of a fatal state. True facts in the story only carry weight. Keep the grind on your mind each and every day. But don't copy off of mine, eat what's on your plate. Respect the Huey P. and Bobby Seale. Malcolm X and the King, cause the dream is real. What I said, and I mean it all. If you're looking for the real Freddy Chico show, I'm here for the justice of my people living by the code. Building them strong, watch these clowns all get exposed. My energy never fade. I'ma give them the best of my wordplay. Freddy Chico show. I'm here for the justice of my people living by the code. Building them strong, watch these clowns all get exposed. My energy never fade. I'ma give them the best of my wordplay. Freddy Chico show.
Welcome to the Freddy Chico Show, where the truth is revealed and never concealed. Apologize for the delay. We're going to get this party started. Rep your city time. You got 3 minutes on the clock. Let me know where you're checking in from, YouTube and Instagram as well. We got a hot one tonight. I hope the people come through and say they was coming through. Talk about it, let's be about it. Let's walk it. And he said, walk it like you talk it. The challenge was issued. We'll see if they step up and they answer the challenge. It is okay. Some have already balked at it. And it's understandable. It just exposes them and educates others. To include myself. A lot of people. Absolutely. Appreciate you in the building, Jose. Fayetteville in the house. We're going to see if they show up. Uh-oh, we got one person over here. All right. Muhammad, what's going on? Instagram in the building. Where you checking in from? Let me know where you're checking in from. got 30 seconds left. Okay. Hold on, look at this timer here. Yep, 30 seconds left. We're going to get started. I am not going to delay. The lateness will be translated to scariness. What do you think? Please do me a favor, hit that like and share, invite some people, invite everybody that gets on twos, even if it's for bar hopping. Send them an invite tonight if you don't mind. I know you know a lot of people on twos. All are welcome if they're ready for it. And that's the question. Are they going to be ready for it? Appreciate the share. Appreciate the share. Uh-oh, we got two people. Who's the second person? Let me go ahead and switch it over. It's time to it's time to start. The topic tonight is Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club Q&A. I have a challenge. I have some questions, and the public has questions that law enforcement motorcycle clubs need to answer. Topic tonight is Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club Q&A. Questions and answers. Okay, who is this over here talking about it repping ATL? Hold on. Let me see this. Repping ATL Zone 3. What's going on, Ron Glaze? Appreciate you in the building. Do me a favor, hit that like and share. And if you have not already, being a newbie, go to the FreddyChicoShow.com and register as a member so you can submit topics, because I have no problem, no topics off limits. We talk about everything. And tonight, we're talking about law enforcement motorcycle clubs. Q&A. So we have some questions. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section. I will definitely read them. And given that I have experience with them, I will answer them too. But I am looking forward to some that said that they will show up to represent their particular clubs. I appreciate you, Ron Glaze. It looks like you have a podcast as well. Hey, I remember you, the Wrestling with My Thoughts. What's going on, my man? It's been a minute. He's got his podcast. Check your boy out. Wrestling with My Thoughts podcast. Wherever you get podcasts from, you can. I think he's linked up with Mind Games Uncut. You know. He said you never really thought of a law enforcement MC. That's understandable. They're not well known. Absolutely, nothing but respect, B. Nothing but respect. You know, we support each other. That's all I tell, preach, and I stand by it. You know. I don't do fakeness. You know what I mean? It don't cost you a thing. Sit up there and you have YouTube. Go ahead and put that in the chat, and please do me a favor and go to his YouTube. Click like and subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it supports that channel. And when you're at it, click like and subscribe to mine as well. I'm there on YouTube, you know, trying to build that channel. All it does is help support and build the channel for YouTube algorithms to see that we have support. That's all it takes. Just a click. Hit that notification bell. You will know when we are online or have a new video that we are publishing. But yes, let's get started. First question that I had on my video on the challenge. Sorry. Why are you okay? And I think I paraphrase this, but why are you okay with racist brothers in your ranks? Why are LEMCs okay with racist brothers in your ranks? The answer to that question, and hopefully y'all see the replay, for those who don't make it tonight, they don't want to lose the numbers. If they put a foot down on racist brothers, half of them wouldn't make it. More than half wouldn't make it. Now, they're not going to come out their mouth and look you in the eye for the most part, unless they got enough of them around them to give them that courage. What's going on, Walter? They're not going to outright say they're racist. They're just going to behave and operate and not respect you because of the color of your skin, i.e. Punisher's LEMC. He said, when you join a club, the goal is to find a group that the prospect fits in with. Why are there so few black members? Isn't being a cop a huge common ground? Great questions. You asked two questions there. First part, why are there so few black members in these law enforcement clubs, except for maybe one that I know of, Chosen Knights. I'm going to say Chosen Few. Chosen Knights seems to be majority black, but it's like one chapter, I think, the whole club. But for the most part, you have one or two max in a chapter. I think the most I've seen, even with Punishers, I think we were the only chapter that had that many, had 4 or 5 black members. But I think there might have been one up north in New York somewhere that had more than 4 black members in the same chapter, much less the club. I know some clubs only had 1 black member the whole club. DOOMSTRKERS, LEMC, you know. And I don't know if he's still on my friends list, but he probably won't be there for too much longer. But he couldn't really recognize when somebody's racist or not, you know. Which is the other part of why they're actually in that MC, is because that's the type of black person they want, is the one that really can't see it. Now, I'm not, pointing fingers, because I got fooled twice. Once with Punisher's LEMC and once with Shotgun LEMC. Yeah. He said, does being an MC with a name like that be obvious grounds for termination? Termination of what, your job, or? It would depend on the reputation of the MC, because sometimes, even with a good reputation, some people try to, some agencies will not want you to be a part of it anyway, because of their lack of education on what MCs are and what that specific MC is all about. See, I thought I was being mean, but yes, we did kind of find out that a lot of the LEMCs which I'm not gonna lie, that was a part of the reason why you convinced me to even think about LEMCs was the horrible mentality that one percenters have that somebody needs to ask them permission to put on a patch. So that was part of what some people use as a deterrent that you're not going to challenge a police officer with their cut. So a lot of them put the LEMC or LE on their cut to shield them from the stupidity that is outlaw clubs and one percenters, that think they have some type of authority in taking somebody or snatching somebody's patches. But yeah, shotgun is notorious for not even having cops, or I would even say former cops will at least be something. Because I know there's clubs that are 100% active cops. I believe Blue Knights is like that. You have to be an active cop or retired. And I know Punishers was like you have to be active or retired to be like in the national ranks, national president, international president, something like that. You got to be one of those two. You can't be a former cop in that. But a lot of members in Shotgun were never a cop at all. They are correction officers or parole officers or security guards. You know what I'm saying? That's not the same thing. MC is like marijuana. People have huge stigmas. As far as police goes, it takes tearing down the hidden fraternity. You hear him, pair? Gotcha. You wrestling with them thoughts. That's all that is. But no, I didn't say Aryan. I hear cops are leaving in numbers, even burning patches, but they put the LE Cup to hide and play biker. Mind Games Uncut, appreciate you in the building. Hit that like and subscribe, yes, and let Top Tier know. I know he ain't still out there cutting grass to come through. Let's see. But yeah, you told me about that as far as the burning of the patches. I'm not sure on that, but I mean, I don't think I'm that angry that I want to burn the patches. Like I gave my patches back with the vest still. I'm like, it was still on the vest. Like you had the whole thing. I'm good. No ill feelings or nothing like that, but I'm good. You know what I mean? Appreciate that, Ron. Appreciate that. The Falcons losing already. I mean, the game just started, right? Losing to the Titans. I know some people went down there because it's a home game, but Julio ain't even playing. Derek Thomas, what's going on? Topic tonight is question and answers for law enforcement motorcycle club members. You have any questions about what a law enforcement motorcycle club is all about? Tonight is the night. We will get those questions answered one way or the other. So far, none of them have showed up yet, but that's okay. The show will still go on in their absence. Maybe they'll, chime in on the replay. But so Yep, Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club. All of them are supposed to be that. You said maybe a silly question, but is the purpose of an LEMC a Brotherhood Bond? All of them are supposed to have a Brotherhood Bond. And they say it all day long. If you ask them because you're interested in joining it, that's exactly what they're going to tell you. We are a brotherhood. Brothers over everything. All kind of lies and inaccurate descriptions of what they really truly are. There are onesies and twosies that actually believe it, but the majority of them, not so much. And like I said, my first question is, why do they allow races? The answer, because they would lose half their members. You know, perfect example, they're not an LEMC, even though some people want to call them a cop club, some people want to call them a 1% club, so it's like they're all over the board with it. But Iron Order grew exponentially, and part of the reason is because they accepted anybody, especially racists. Especially racists. You know. And people are very comfortable as long as there's one or two black guys. But you get 4 or 5, they start showing their true colors. They start getting uncomfortable. And that's when they start exposing that part that they did not admit to. You haven't heard about them clubs? That's not a. That's on my. I think that's my second question. I'm gonna jump to my second question. Jose, I hope you're ready for my second question. Okay, got zero knowledge of MC overall. Got you. You would think so with the large number of black officers in Atlanta, but you have a lot of clubs with no black members, which is weird. Heard about the Golden Hawks. I'm not familiar with the Golden Hawks. Had to do some research on that. But my second question, why are you guys not riding your motorcycles? Because like Derek has said, he hadn't even heard of the club. Now, I listed at least 5 or 6 LEMCs that reside or used to. No, they all reside in Georgia. And y'all ain't seen one of them. Punishers LEMC got like 5, 6 chapters in Georgia. Y'all ain't seen one of them. Shotgun has 1 chapter. Ain't seen them. Los Carnales, I believe they have 2. Haven't seen them. I don't think DOOMSTRKERS is in. DOOMSTRKERS and Blackout, they're not here. But Blue Knights, of course you're not gonna see them. Or you don't even have to. You just have to own. I think you just have to own a bike, but I'm not sure if you have to even own a bike to be a part of Blue Knights. You just need to come to the meetings. Rough Riders, that's a sport bike sport bike MC. Okay, it's only 1 chapter of Los Carnales / La Familia. I thought they were thinking about splitting up North and South, but they haven't done that yet. But, did I get all of them in there? Did I forget anybody? Hades Hounds. I believe they have a couple of chapters. I don't think they're just 1 chapter. And, you don't see them. Iron Pigs. Don't see them. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Amshay, what's going on? What's going on? You know I gotta talk the talk. We're talking law enforcement motorcycle clubs. If you have any questions for motorcycle club members, now tonight's the night. This is what we're talking about tonight. but you don't see them riding. And you, like you said, because most play dress up in their brother's garage, that's it. Or they got their vest in the closet somewhere. They got the patches, and that's where it went, to the closet. You said a lot are worried about being seen by a diamond club. And I mean, really, I rarely ever see them. I mean, for real, you know. But I'm not going out looking for them. But you said you're very pro law enforcement, but don't know much about the clubs. Got you. It's understandable because you don't see them to be able to interact and see what they're all about. They bar hop on days where everybody's out of town, and they go to each other's houses, and you know, some don't even what we call got a brain for it, flying colors. Some people don't even do that. They put it in their saddlebags, and when they get out at their dude's house, because the dude next to the other dude, then they put it on and get inside the house. Or probably wait till they get inside the house and then put it on. Oh, Lord. Walter, if you're here, Amshay thinks the chocolate stallions be tasty on those Harleys. But see, most of these law enforcement clubs are majority white. So, unless you're talking about getting down with the vanilla, you know, it doesn't take much to learn how to ride. Just, if you know how to drive a standard car, and you know how to ride a bike, you can learn how to ride. It's that easy. It's actually easier than learning how to drive a stick car. Nah, they're not riding around in their territory. You know, like I said, very rarely. You know what I mean? He said they brag about riding over the phone, but never available to actually ride. Got to wash their goldfish. Like, how do you wash a goldfish? You know, throw some soap in a water bowl or something. You know what I'm saying? Or have all these things where it's like very, you know how the people wait until everybody is asleep and then they do a video and talking about some we out here. You ain't out here. Everybody was asleep. That ain't the same. So basically, you need to get a bike. He said, there you go. So see, Walter says he's gonna need to continue his push-ups. You want to ride a bike with a helmet, jeans, and a vest with no shirt. You know what I'm saying? MJ says she ain't talking about them. She's talking about the regular ones. You see that, Jose? She said the LEMCs is not the regular ones. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, you don't see how it looks like on here. When I have an intro, and even in my background, I got a motorcycle in the background. So, yes, I ride. You're just scared to pick up your feet. You know, hey, you know, he said he's going to be on there with no shirt on his vest. That was going to be my question. What are the all about besides being amongst other officers, people that can relate to them per se? What is their purpose to bridge the gap within the community toy drives, anti-bullying? That was my purpose. When I was the president of a chapter in the Punishers, that was my purpose, especially with all this police brutality on blacks. That was one of my purposes, was to say that not all law enforcement are Ku Klux Klan neo-Nazi racists, you know, or Uncle Tom beating on other black racists. But unfortunately, a lot of punishers didn't agree with that, so we had to part ways. Because I don't care if it's 1,000 of them. I know what I stand for. That's true. The gold wing does come in an automatic, but I wouldn't recommend it if you actually want to be a part of the MC world. You know, I don't know for a fact how it rides or whatever. People say it's very comfortable, you know, but it don't really sound like a motorcycle. Matter of fact, it don't sound like anything. It sounds like one of those Jetson spaceships. You said officers really get scrutinized so much they really just hang with their own affiliates. Yeah, but be honest about it. Don't sit up there and talk about, you know, you respect all color when you know all you respect is white. And anything that's not white, you're going to have a problem with it. And don't talk about because you have one or two black friends that makes you not racist. No, because if 5 more people show up and you start getting uncomfortable, you got exposed. So 2 things I need to ride. I don't know. I don't need to know what the 2 things are. I don't need to know what the 2 things are. You about to say something crazy. $8.33. Right. 8:30 was the deadline, not. I'm not answering that question. Y'all want to answer that question for Walter? Answer that question for Walter. I'm not answering that one. I knew he was gonna go there. I didn't know what he was gonna say, but it's gonna be something crazy. So your brothers in the MC weren't willing to stand with you on that purpose. Great question. Um, some were, but the crazy part, even the ones that were willing to stand with me, were undercover themselves, and only got exposed after we started shotgun, and then they exposed themselves. But of course, that was right when the Orange Man got released, and so they got in their feelings. So that just kind of, was the straw that broke their racist back, and so they had to expose themselves at that point. Because it took niceness for weakness, and they got caught with pictures of them recently, not like a long time ago, like back in their racist days, and they just turn over a new leaf. I'm talking about recently got caught in pictures throwing up white power signs. And the rankings of Shotgun know about it, and they just glossed over it. Yep, exactly. And the folks who know the number of friends they have of other races are usually the racists. Yep. And they just believe you're going to be dumb enough to believe them. But MJ, his question was, is riding a bike like riding a woman? I'm not answering that. He said, unfortunately, no. In too many cases, they'll turn their back on you if the person you're against is white. No matter how wrong they are, no matter how much evidence you have on them, they're still going to back him because he is white. He said, how long does it take to learn? And I would be scared to ride in Atlanta. I wouldn't recommend riding 285 and 85, but maybe the back roads and whatnot. It only takes literally 3 days to learn. That's it. But as far as, getting comfortable, that's going to come over time. So if you do buy a bike or you do want to learn, buy the bike at the same time so you can get the practice in. Because whatever you learn in the class, take the 3-day class. Sometimes I think Harley has like a 4-day class, 5-day class. Take the class and then get into practice after the class on what you learned. It's not hard. I had no experience beforehand other than riding a moped that did not have any clutch or anything to change gears. But like I said, it's easier than learning how to drive a stick. You could be like, what's the name, and get you a Honda Gold Wing, which is kind of big, so girls, I don't know about that. But I'll get you a Spider, Yeah, a Gold Wing might be too big for you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ron, as far as that's why you say it doesn't shock you. Too many people bandwagon for the truth that you bring. And I mean, like I said, with Punishers, that had Asian racists. My first question to them was, do you accept black members and do you tolerate racism? Their answers to that question were no and no. The lie detector determined that was a lie. As a matter of fact, right now, in Punishers, there's still a guy that I deemed racist, and I'm sorry. 1 second. I am ill prepared. I apologize, y'all. 1 second. I apologize for that. I had meant to have this ready. I forgot all about it. Slipped my mind. But, talk about this guy here. Look at the name. David Allen Duke. David Duke. He is also a Punisher. And, although he is not as racist as the others, notice that not as racist, I, before really knowing anything about him, purchased his book to support him. Exactly. Whoa, what the hell? Exactly. David Duke is his name. So even though there were more blatant racists, and he was actually secretly sending me text messages saying, hey, I think what they're saying is wrong, and, even clowning them, saying they really don't have that much police experience, what they're talking about, they don't, about this back to blue stuff, and how passionate they are about law enforcement, when they only spent 6 months, or 2 years, or whatever, in law enforcement. But, when I read this book, because I decided, I'm not going to just buy it, I read this book. It's stories of him as an Atlanta PD, and I actually interviewed him. So y'all can look back at the archives. I interviewed him. And trying to, do, because we're punishers, trying to bridge the gap between the community and law enforcement. Every last person in here that he got stories in here about his life as a police officer. Every last one of the people he arrested were black. Every last one. There's not one white person he arrested. But we're supposed to be trying to bridge the gap. And there's things in here, and I'm not making this up. There's things in here where he's making fun of the way black people talk. And that's supposed to be funny. Well, I might have the date wrong, he started. Then switching into high gear, started yelling, "This is BS, man. F this ish. You just pulled up on him and arrested him because he's black. You a B man." I'm not making this up. But I was supporting this person. That's in the book. In the book. But then you have this Asian guy, aka Punch, who makes fun of Asians. Now, this is before the whole anti-Asian bill came out, whatever. But he's acceptable amongst the whites because he makes fun of himself. And they got him, he's a good little Asian for him. Absolutely, he outed himself in that one. So they slowly but surely, disappeared. Their president, international president John, looked him dead in the eye. I got a photo with him. Now in my face, he's like, "Yep, I understand. I'm sorry all these things happened, but I'm going to fix it." Then got back up to New York and disappeared. Lied like a rug. Lied like a rug. I might do that. I might do that. I might do several. It is on the to-do list. Yes, why should race be a thing? It should go off character. Yeah, but unfortunately that's not the case. For starters, do you recommend a crotch rocket or heavy hard? I can't answer that question because all I know is a cruiser style bike. I think I would lean towards it just because of the difference in mechanics of a crotch rocket. I know people that have had problems transitioning from sport bike to cruiser, but I don't know if anybody's switched the other way around. He said mopeds are awesome. Fear is always the biggest obstacle. It's okay to have fear, but take your time with it. You don't have to rush. I mean, it's real easy to learn, and really, you crawl before you walk. You're like, okay, that's all I got to do is this, step by step, and you'll be riding in no time. Trust me, I can tell you some stories on how I learned how to ride. It took me like 2 hours to get home, but I got home. But I just got better after that. There's a lot of women in clubs. They got their own clubs. They have female MCs, social clubs, and riding clubs, all that. Actually, the oldest MC is a female club. I want to say they call them milkmaids or something like that. See, and I think I mentioned that earlier on one of the lives. But you said unrelated to MCs, but do you have a preference in sports? I wouldn't say Harleys because that's a brand of cruiser, but I prefer cruisers over sport bikes because I have never ridden a sports bike. But as long as you have, but I don't hate on sports bikes. As long as you got some non-stock pipes on a sports bike and you can make some noise, I ain't got no problem with you. I'm just not a fan of them myself. I wouldn't wear them. I wouldn't ride them. I mean, this is the fear of being called out for their actions and words if they accept black members, which they wouldn't have to worry if they don't have any. Okay, that's a good point too. That is a good point too. Because he was face to face with us and scared like Punch when we showed up. Absolutely. Now he gonna run his mouth on the phone, talk hard, but in person, and he had all kind of backup. It was just me and you. He had all kind of backup. We had 30 dudes at least, and it got more as the night went on, to include John, because he was there. You know what I mean? Had a long conversation. Thought we was getting somewhere. Like, okay, we got an understanding here. But what did he do? Say nothing. He's a national officer, and he can't even speak. You know what I mean? But he gonna take something off my back? No. I mean, I was there. You were there. You saw it. He said, hearing your personal experience and hearing the name partnership gives a whole bunch of... I mean, and I'm only speaking the truth. I think that's the case too, Jose. He was scared to be talking. Because I remember he made a mention. He's like, man, you're a big guy. I'm like, I'm not coming here to try to intimidate you. I'm coming here to have a conversation with you about somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm not... And even though I'm talking about somebody else, I'm not trying to knock anybody out. Like this dude clown think he was going to knock me out, but nutted up like a little girl. You know what I mean? Like, just be respectful. That's it. You know? And there was some other stuff that we were needing to deal with. About, you know, overstepping his authority and snatching erasers out of my chapter and put them in somewhere else to protect him. He said, you finish your 80-kilometer bike ride and now having breakfast. Got you. Well, see, our bikes have engines on them. And they go, That's absolutely correct. Those are the type that will use you for the black pass. And you don't get no black pass with me. You know? Because then they want to get a little alcohol in them and slip up and say some things. And we go, oops, it was a slip up. Nah, that's how you think all the time. Okay, Cruiser. Didn't know that was what they were called, them cruisers. Yeah, I know a lot of people just like, oh, it's either sport bike or Harley. But there's Kawasaki, there's Yamaha, there's Suzuki, there is, who am I missing? Indian, Honda, there is Triumph, which is British. I've seen a couple of those. I don't really see too many of them. Man, he had all the opportunity to. Like I said, he had a bunch of people there. And all of them would have, I would assume, and that's a big assumption, that they would have stood up with him, you know, and had a problem. But, yeah. Nah, they didn't. He didn't, and they didn't. You know, so, again, I don't have no ill will for him, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Punishers are nothing but racist, wannabe police officers. What was his name? What was the dude who wannabe Wolverine clown? You remember what his name was? Did anyone want he wanted everybody to hero worship his behind? Yeah, 70 kilometers. I mean 80 kilometers. That's a long ways. Yeah, they couldn't be first, but they could be next. I got these scars not from playing pity pat with people. I can show you better than I can tell you. I said I've lost some, but I dang sure won some too. But had somebody from Los Carnales, reach out to me, who actually was in one of the lives, said he might come through. So who knows? He might work late because I think he called me late yesterday or the day before. No, that was Shotgun that called me. Brian, what's going on, man? Long time no see. What's the name of your podcast? Go ahead and put your podcast on there. Let people know. What about the Masons? They are not a motorcycle club, but they are in a lot. I know there's a lot that are Buffalo Soldiers, and they're in a lot of different clubs. I think Rare Breed and Kings of the South got them too. I ain't never really been a fan of the Masons or the fraternities when it comes to that, because a lot of hazing and a lot of gopher type stuff. I'm not a fan of gopher. Oh, there is? Okay. I stand corrected. There is a Mason MC. I did not know that. That's one club I won't be joining. If I ever decided to go to a club. I think I'm done with the clubs though. Independent for life. Too many lonely people want to be in clubs. It ruins the club experience. Too many people think the patch is just gonna and I guess it does work for some people. Makes the ladies underwear drop. Unpack, what's going on? Appreciate you. Say, do the officers who are in LEMC keep it quiet? Meaning, is it cool to be open about being in LEMC within the ranks of your law enforcement? Some do. The one and only Solo. He does food tastings at different restaurants and giving them reviews and things like that. Holler at him about that. He does oh wow, Sons of Solomon. No relation to Brian Solomon, but Sons of Solomon. He said, listen, Panama City has the youth. We were supposed to go one. I forget when it was. It was around my birthday, so I guess it's in October. Who knows? They might try to do that this year. They have a bike event for one weekend in October, I believe. Chillin'. Unpack Bags is in the building. We're talking about law enforcement motorcycle clubs. You have any questions? You know anything about motorcycle clubs? That's what we're discussing tonight. Joey Logano, do you like Imagine Dragons? I don't know about them. Talk to me. Have y'all heard of Imagine Dragons? Is that an LEMC? Well, you got a NASCAR name. That's a NASCAR driver's name. food reviews, video games, and travel vlogs. Got you. What you got on that Call of Duty? Yeah, we was trying to get. I had plans on recruiting you, man. Not anymore, but I did have plans at one point to recruit you. Shotgun will take you. Not really. You said a music group. Oh, okay, so you're answering. Okay, got you. What he said here. Okay, Imagine Dragons is a music group, and you say you love the song by them called Radioactive. Is a song called Radioactive this is your favorite band you listen on your bike? What do you ride? And do you have pipes on it? You hate Call of Duty? What you playing on video games? Talking about some NBA 2K or some crap? You hate Call of Duty because you suck? Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm not gonna lie. Half the time I'm be in there trying not to curse, cause they got cheaters and all that on there. But Joy, I appreciate you in the building. Do me a favor, hit that like and share. Hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. And hit the notification bell. You'll let you know when we are live. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mondays we talk about religious, spiritual topics. Wednesday is relationship topics, and Friday is no holds barred. Whatever you want to talk about, we're gonna talk about on Friday. You hate FPS in general. Okay, so no shooter games for you. You know what? I like some parts of GTA because I got GTA, and I do like RPG. Not really a fan of Tomb Raider. Got tired of falling off of cliffs. It just feel like it's a bunch of jumping over cliffs and things and balancing on crap. But I don't like the game mechanics of GTA. I like the concepts of it, you know, of the online kind of stuff, but it's just a little too matter of fact, I think if they had a GTA first person shooter kind of thing, yeah, I would probably be more into it. But that online thing, you gotta have like 10 people that you know to play it, you know, with any kind of fun. Because if not, you're gonna get run over. A bunch of kids be on there just terrorizing you. Excuse me. But Joey Logano, what do you ride? You said that's your favorite band when you listen. You know, I listen to a little bit of everything. You know, growing up a military brat, I got some rock and roll, got some R&B, got some hip hop, got some calypso and reggae. Got a little bit of everything. So I'm a huge fan of Uncharted series and God of War series. My favorite game is probably The Last of Us. You know, there was a game called, oh man, what was the name of that game? It was like The Walking Dead, but not them. It was something else. But they had a part 2 to it where you could get a shovel and you could hit these things across the head and be like, bing, bing. It was funny, man. Left 4 Dead, that's the name of that. Left 4 Dead. I like that game. Yeah, they do something to cheat, and they don't have to look at you. Be looking the other way and pop you. One time, one shot. You got AIDS for your bike? When'd you do that? So you got 8 hangers that just came in. Where did you get them from? You can just go to the Already plays? Oh, snap, it's already 9 o'clock. Wow. We ran through this real quick. Yeah, but the game mechanics is still not good. You know, the way it shoots, it's very awkward. You know, it's kind of like a, yeah, Left 4 Dead was crazy. Joe Rivers, what's going on, man? How you gonna come in at the last minute? I see you over there. We're talking about MCs and LEMCs. Factory 47. You know, Joe, we got to talk, man. I done did some more research on what we're talking about, and you're going to have to come clean. You were not correct on that assessment. You said I wrote on the back, which was nice but stressful. All right, be easy, Shay. Appreciate you in here. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Appreciate everybody is here. They did not show up. They ran with their tails tucked between their legs. But I do believe this deserves a part 2. What y'all think? Cause I was just scratching the surface on, you know, just the experiences I had with LEMCs. You know, so hopefully they'll see the replay, and maybe they'll be ready for a part 2. What you guys think? Should we do a part 2? Appreciate the run. I think that's the plan. We'll get a part 2 in. Maybe Joe will be here on time, you know. Maybe Joe will be here on time. You can't get them Carolina folks to be here on time. That's what it is. Derek Thomas, I see you. But yeah, we got to get into it and see if we can get to the bottom of this, you know, because I haven't even got to the juicy part. I still haven't got to my third question. So yes, y'all gonna have to stay tuned for the next time I do the second part to this challenge. Second part to this challenge to all law enforcement motorcycle clubs. But I appreciate everybody who was in the building. Derek, Ron, Joey Logano, Shay, Jose, Joe, Brian, Walter was in the building. Did I miss anybody? I think that's everybody. But remember what I'd say. You don't have to think like me, but you do have to think. You're never too old to learn. You're never too young to teach. I am Freddie Chico. I will see y'all. Have an awesome weekend. Enjoy family. Spend time with family. Stay away from these nasty people that don't want to wear a mask. You know, 6 feet. You know, eat a lot of burritos and tacos or whatever and have gas. So if they smell it, they're too close. You know. And I will see you guys on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chico out.